These perspectives in view. I am me, I am you. Justice, fear, and fire. Separated together. These perspectives in view. I am me, I am you. I am you. I am me, I am you. I am me, I am you.
Attention citizens. Please commence routine 1399. Proceed instantly to the center. Thank you. Justice, fear, and fire. Separated together. These perspectives in view. I am me, I am you. Justice, fear, and fire. Separated together. These perspectives in view. I am me, I am you. I am you.
Hello, hello. Seaweaver, Kappa, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. I also am very excited. I'm really intrigued to find out how this whole story shakes out. The goal is to finish this up tonight. I have no idea how many chapters there are in this game, so I don't know if we're going to go short. I don't know if we're going to go long, but I intend to wrap this up tonight. So let's find out what happens, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for coming by. Yeah, how it ends, how it began, who knows how that all works in a weird closed loop system that I guess we will... Presumably, we have to be no longer in the closed loop, so who knows where we're going to end up. We might end up, like, before the beginning as, like, a new timeline. I don't know. It could be. But yeah, real excited about that. Yes, the goal would be to break the loop, because we know, interacting with Beth, who went forward and saw the end of time, we know that as part of the loop, we get screwed. We fail to, solve our problems and we're hosed. So the only way that I can see through is getting out of the closed loop. Like, that's the only way forward. So we'll find out if that happens. But yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm also extremely excited about next week. Of course, announcement right out of the gate. I'll mention it again later. Next week, next week, will be the big model update reveal and I don't know, start of YouTube as the exclusive platform. That'll be that. I would call it a re-debut, but I mean, whatever. The terminology is stupid. I'm not huge on the... It's all derived from idol culture or whatever, but it's the new model reveal. It's the landmark start of being exclusive on YouTube. It'll be fun. I plan to do some like on stream model updates actually to show off some of the new application I'm using to display the model and sort of what some of the very cool functionality that brings as far as like making very quick edits and like bringing new functionality to the model. I have like a plan for what I'm going to like kind of leave to do then. It'll be cool. If anybody is curious as to how, models work or what you can do with models, that will be of particular interest. Also, it'll just be cool to see. I think, at least. Because I haven't done much sort of behind the scenes at looking at the model in a while. I do occasionally. The problem, of course, is that I really like the idea of, demonstrating big sweeping model changes. So I'm actually really bad at revealing like sneak previews or, showing in progress stuff because like I'm too excited about showing the big bang sort of update that I'm then like, I can't show it. And so I'm like, eh. And then I end up, showing very little behind the scenes. But I plan to do some of that at least next week. Partially because of the way YouTube sort of disincentivizes changing up what you're doing midstream, right? Like it's not really designed like Twitch where you can change your categories, it adds chapters, all that stuff. YouTube doesn't really support the idea of like, oh, well, we're doing, some just chatting, we're doing a special event, we're doing this or that, and then it's like, okay, well, now we're doing a game. It doesn't really work as well, so I'm going to try to keep on task with like the model, showing that off, talking about the YouTube channel, talking about model updates, showing how some of that works, showing a lot of the new features, because there are quite a few new features. There's a lot available there. But anyway, before I go too long, I wanted to talk because this is labeled as Junction 4, so I think we're going to end up in a pretty quick choice, and then we might get straight into some TV watching here. I didn't want to be doing a bunch of announcements and blah rambling over that. So let's see where we're going.
I don't have much time left, I know. I spent 17 years working it out, planning it, building Monarch, because I knew what was coming, and I knew it couldn't be stopped. But what I've built has been turned against me. What is the point in saving them if I can't trust them?
Oh, he's getting a little bit too wonky. You all right, bro?
I'm slipping away into pain and rage.
I mean, the final boss is gonna have to be killing him, right?
The sickness is accelerating.
The shifter. Like, there's no way that's not how this plays out, right?
It has cost me so much. But I have harnessed its power. And with it, my plan will work.
Caution, do not remove.
With it, I will keep the lights on when the world goes dark.
What's that sticker for?
Mr. Serene? Sorry to disturb you, sir, but I have that cleanup report on Dr. Kim's lab you wanted.
Meet me in my office, soldier. I'll be there when I've sealed the CFR chamber. The lab explosion. My treatments, all gone. First things first. Seal the chamber.
Wait, do I have another...
The chronon field regulator.
Something to say
Williams'
about this?
precious countermeasure. Need to keep it safe at all costs. The lifeboat depends on it.
it does actually kind of explain. I know we were kind of talking about it last time. Why doesn't Paul simply use the countermeasure as it was designed as a countermeasure, right? And I think this sort of explains it, right? Because Paul saw the end of time. So presumably he was under the impression that it did not work, right? Like, the only way that he can see to potentially meaningfully impact the future, right? If what you do is essentially predetermined, right? We already know what's going to happen because there's no changing it. Then his goal is to work within the confines of reality, right? Or reality as he knows it. Because his goal is to at least keep somebody active in the end of time. Because he knows that the end of time is coming, so the lifeboat provides a way to continue acting in the end of time and hopefully resolve it later. Like, as a plan, that makes sense. If he is... Because, like, Beth also, you know, she was kind of losing it. Like, she can't... She's slipping into fatalism because she's like, there's nothing we can do. It obviously didn't work. She's seen the end. So, you know, our hope is that we can break the rules somehow, but Paul's plan was to work within the
CFR's
rules
been secured.
Mr. Serene,
as he knows them.
I'm in your office.
I'll be right there. Serene out. The soldiers know how close to the end I am.
Whoa.
I'm not afraid of death. I'm afraid of becoming the enemy. What that would mean for me. The plan. I can feel it infesting my thoughts.
Feels bad, man. Oh, he's not. He's having some struggles here.
I don't know who to trust anymore. Martin Hatch. He used me all these years. How deep does this betrayal run? How many more are there?
I think it's...
They wanted the lifeboat to fail.
Okay, there we go.
Why?
That's
What's their agenda?
the big question, right? Like, what is Martin Hatch working for? Like, what is his goal? So I am a little curious if he turns out to be not bad, right? Like,
Sir?
because I think
Be right with you, son.
we had suggested last time that maybe he just sees that Paul is kind of losing it, so he's just trying to take power away from Paul to carry on.
Sir, you ordered us to search the demolished lab. Your treatments were destroyed, but there was one left.
One
The
left.
casing appears to be broken, but it's all we could find.
You know what?
One of my
That's
treatments.
exciting.
But it's damaged. Is it safe to use?
Sir? I didn't catch that.
Or is it a trap?
Ah, he's getting paranoid.
Another
That makes sense.
betrayal. The treatment will make me weak. Is that what they want?
Oh.
Can any of them be trusted?
Oh. Interesting. Surrender or control? Well, well, that's quite the choice.
You're the same now. And I need your help.
Oh.
I can focus on the
Burn.
mission. The lifeboat. See it through to the end.
Interesting.
I still have allies I can trust.
Look, you have to realize you're not going to keep me from getting the CFR.
Last chance to walk away, Joyce.
Liam Burke. He would fight to defend
Interesting.
us. To slow Jack down. The plan could still work.
That would require me, as Jack, to kill Liam.
You have all
Interesting.
betrayed me. Assured my downfall. And now, I will assure yours.
My world will be renewed. My world will see balance.
Little
Chaos. It's falling apart. They're working against me. They're fighting each other.
You'll need to get to Shireen's office. He's got direct access to the CFR. All right?
Joyce fixes the fracture. He fixes the world. They'll go home happy.
Charlie Wincott. Another weakling. A traitor siding with Jack.
Oh, we can't do that.
I can make them suffer.
Well, we definitely can't do that. I do not want to be working with that dipshit. Absolutely not. I mean, as much as I don't want to have to kill Liam, I do not want to work with frickin' Charlie Loser. Also, I do feel like, narratively speaking, it sure makes a lot more sense for Paul to try to maintain control, right? Like, going full Joker mode here with Surrender, like, that does not feel like Paul's style to me. Where we gotta go with the control. Like, that's the one that narratively makes sense to me. I feel like that's gonna be overwhelmingly the
be right
choice
down.
made as well.
Dismissed.
Yes, sir.
God, I hope I don't end up still having to work with that dipshit, Charlie. That's the good stuff.
I feel more clear-headed, calmer. But it won't last.
You're just making
I need
notes,
to work fast
talking to
while I
himself.
still can. Bradbury swimming pool.
Is that the first time that he learned that it was at the pool? Yeah, 72% chose this path. And so did Seaweaver. Yeah, TV.
Paul Serene's become unhinged.
What about my treatments?
He's triggered a catastrophe.
The Joyceville could collapse within 8 hours.
He has the chance to fix it.
Here, let me turn it up a little bit. I feel like it's a little low.
But he's choosing not to. He's choosing to let things end. And this is where we come in.
Good evening, Dr. Amaral.
You're 5 minutes out, Mr. Hatch. I've come to free you, my friend. It's time for you to rejoin the others, to return to the infinite. What was troubling me is who got them in the Kim's lab. She paid a visit minutes before the explosion.
Sophia's loyal. If the fracture's happening now, I owe this to her.
Thanks for the recap, guys. This is very helpful.
Dr. Holden, the protocol's been initiated.
Liam?
See? He did shoot. We were trying to figure out if he did, Kappa. He definitely fired a shot, and nobody cared.
Hatch. I want him apprehended immediately.
Freaking bonkers that nobody in that hospital reacted to that. That felt like the first, like, narrative, like, misstep. That whole scene was, like, nonsense. The rest has been solid, but that was, like, what? They had an outcome they wanted, and they just clumsily navigated that. I do know what you chose, Seaweaver, because I'm connected to the internet, and it literally said it, because you're my only friend that has played this game. And it said 100% of your friends chose this path. Overlord Seaweaver. I'm onto you. You had chosen the same as I did the choice before too. I think the first two we chose differently, but the last one and this one we chose the same. Whoa, 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 whoa. He is definitely Chronon active. Those eye drops are definitely keeping him, like, Martin is definitely active.
I need to speak with Paul.
Right this way.
I really like having the live action scenes in this. They did it so well.
You were right, it was time.
Paul, have you taken your treatments?
Did she escape? I don't remember.
You can't go on without them.
You need to get to the lifeboat.
No, you need to come with me. You need to get things started. We need you.
Just go. Okay? You just go, I'll be there. Commander Pierce, prep the chopper.
Where are you going?
I need to get to the swimming hall.
Right away, sir.
I know what he's talking about, but that's really funny. I know the world's ending, but I have really got to go for a swim. I have not gotten my laps in today, and that's just unacceptable. Prep the chopper. Charlie, I hope you get hit by a bus. Yeah. Ruin his laptop. Or whatever computer he's using.
Fucking amateurs.
God, he's so annoying.
Hello, darling. Defense status.
What?
Active.
I know, I hate him too.
What?
He's the freaking worst.
It's right under me.
Why is their security so shitty?
You owe me one.
Such a creep. I mean, unless he decides to be less shitty and, like, is actually just gonna help her.
Come on, come on, come on. Come on, pick
Because
up.
I don't know, she did make her rejection pretty freaking clear up to this point now. she was like, no,
Beth, I don't know
I
if you
hate
can hear
you.
this, but it's Fiona. I need your help. Do you copy?
I have not played Alan Wake, actually.
Beth, it's Fiona. Do you copy?
I feel like it would be a reasonable thing to play after this, though. I know there was an Easter egg in here from that.
Beth, it didn't work. I'm sorry. I couldn't find the protocol.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and pick that one up. Trilogy. So does that mean that there's a third one, or is this the third one?
Yes, speaking.
This is Jack Joyce.
Beth told me you were working together.
You might be the only ally I have left.
What happened?
Serene.
This is 2. Okay,
There
cool.
wasn't anything I could do, but Fiona, there is something we can do now.
It's fine. I'll just do it Star Wars style, where we
countermeasure.
Control is in the same universe. Okay, I've played
12-sided,
Control,
small,
and I didn't
metallic.
realize that.
Like a soccer ball.
The CFR.
The what?
The chronon field regulator. That is the countermeasure.
And it can fix the fracture.
Control was a good game. I don't remember if I streamed that or not. I feel like if I play this and then I go back and I play Alan Wake, I've almost have to play through Control again on stream just to like round it out. I'll just do it Star Wars style, where you do the middle and then you go to the first and then you go to the third. It's fine. It's almost like I planned it or something. You know, he got her access, but, like, how is she supposed to find out that she can go? Camera movements make me feel like there's just going to be somebody behind him all of a sudden at some point. He's also really relying on the idea that there's not going to be somebody actually in charge that knows what the list is supposed to be. He's really relying on that, you know, certification-based access to be the only thing operating. It's true. He is not as smart as he thinks he is. Oh, well, worked so far. You gotta keep your shock and awe down to a minimum, though. You gotta look like you know what you're doing and you're supposed to be there. That's an important part of this. That's a lot less impressive looking than I was anticipating, I'm not gonna lie. Those beds are just out there? There's no freaking wall there? I mean, to be fair, I don't think they really are as finished as they would like to be. I think they kind of ran out of time. They did get the stupid, you know, decorative whatevers here in place, though. Gotta make sure you get those. Quick, looks like you know what you're doing. I'm not sure. I think he at least had an inkling.
We need to talk.
I guess they must have wrangled her.
I was wrong. Okay? Jack Joyce. He can use the CFR to fix the fracture. We need to get it to him.
CFR is what's powering this place right now, Fiona.
Yeah, but I spoke to him. I spoke to Jack Joyce, and he needs it.
Just, if you let Joyce use the CFR, that
Yeah, I
means the
guess he
lifeboat's
added
gone.
her to the real list.
No,
that's not.
No,
that's
these
not
people down here, they can figure it out. They can fix the fracture. That's what you wanted in the first place.
These people, this is Monarch, okay? They're the ones that got us into this. Do you think they give a shit about any of us?
I mean, you realize what you're asking.
Yeah, that's a valid question. Like, you realize what you're asking, right? That's a big ask there.
We need to find a way onto the lifeboat.
Oh man, sorry Liam, I'm gonna have to kill you later. That's the most. I'm sorry. It's really funny to me to see just a freaking Nissan electric car barreling through a barricade. I mean, come on, that's funny.
Come on.
That's the least intimidating vehicle I've ever seen in my life. I mean, that might as well have been a Volkswagen Beetle for all of the intimidation. You know, he might be used to this. I don't think his wife is going to be handling this as well. Like, sorry about your whole Hippocratic oath as a nurse or whatever. I actually don't know if nurses take the Hippocratic oath. I know doctors do, but we'll assume. They at least are out there to try to help people.
Exactly. Jack.
Jack.
Yeah, it's not going well.
Fiona, stop.
Jack.
No. Look. That area up there is insanely secure.
Like, we
He's not gonna be able to get in.
We can work past the whole self-defense thing when they shot at him and he killed the guy. That, you know, we can work through that one. That's fair. This one, he's like, whoa.
There's no way he's gonna be able to get past them alone.
You are
I'm
crazy.
the only one. I mean, you belong down here. You actually would be useful. I'm dead
Would she?
weight.
What does she do?
I'm a glorified locksmith. Why don't you let somebody else be the hero? Okay,
I hate that I still have to work with this asshat.
Everyone needs IT, Charlie.
Fuck you.
I don't like that he ended up being a pivotal part of us
Charlie.
saving the world.
You're an okay date.
I know.
Well, here we are. I gotta deal with this clown. Oh yeah, he never got fixed up for being shot. Oh boy, he just shot real close to his wife. Oh boy, she's so traumatized. Oh god. She is so not okay. I know they're probably gonna play it off like she's totally okay, but like that is serious emotional damage.
You know who I am.
We've met.
You're one of Monarch's elite. The one they tell me is a traitor.
I'm not a traitor.
I know what you want. You're protecting what's yours. I want to protect what's mine. We're the same now.
Very
I need your
simplified
help.
view on things.
And you need mine. You're looking for the lifeboat. Isn't that right? And you know what we're facing. I have a team down there. They will fix the fracture. Time will go on. But not if the CFR goes unprotected.
CFR?
It's our key. It's what makes the lifeboat possible. Powers it. But my enemies want it destroyed.
No. We don't want to destroy it.
You could keep
That's
it safe.
not what we want.
And when this is over, your wife, she'll be waiting for you. So I could take her with me. She'll survive.
There's no reason to believe that everybody not in the lifeboat would die with this plan. Time would just start up and then they'd, you know,
if we're down there unprotected.
just keep going.
None of us are saved.
See, his actual plan is problematic, though.
I need you to go with
Because
him.
if he presumes
He's gonna take
that
you.
only the people in the lifeboat are going to survive, there is not sufficient population there to repopulate a planet. Also, there's not going to be any animals or whatever. Like, what does he think they're going to survive into?
Emily, go with him.
She has had the worst day of anybody in this entire game.
The top of Monarch Tower.
In fact, she has had the worst hour of anybody in this game. Husband shows up, kills a dude, drags her off, kills like 18 other dudes, just passes her off, telling her, "Oh yeah, the world's gonna end. Go on, we got this." And like what?
What your husband's doing for you. It's admirable.
You shouldn't talk like he's dead already. That's not a good way to make her, you know.
You don't agree?
Agreeable.
I thought I knew who he was.
None of us ever know who we are.
Basement 5.
My friends, we've changed things.
Also, she's a nurse, so she's actually pretty helpful to have around in here, regardless.
The first beings powerful enough to undo the very fabric that we're part of. And now
I don't
we
know if
must
you should
believe
play that
that
up.
we are powerful enough to set things straight again.
Okay, that's the better part.
We've all made sacrifices. We have all made sacrifices. But we're not just here to work for ourselves. We're here for our families, for mankind. To change history, to make history. Right here.
I don't know if I'd call it changing history.
Right
Like,
now.
we're here to
I have some other
fix
matters to attend
history.
to, so I will not be with you. But I know that you will succeed.
Okay, but who are you leaving in charge? That's kind of important. Like, who is in charge now? Nobody? We're just gonna have a little bit of anarchy for a little bit? Okay. Okay. Just figure it out later, I guess. Yeah, that was a real, like, it's really important what we're doing. I believe in you. Goodbye. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. We were not adequately prepared for this. I know, right?
Gotcha.
Like, if time freezes and they fix it, well, then, you know, you just wake up
Joyce,
and everything's
CFR defenses are down.
just the way it was.
It's all you.
If you freeze in time and don't wake up,
Go.
you will never know anything happened.
I can't, Liam. Get the fuck away. Mark, get away. Joyce needs it.
Joyce?
Joyce can fix the fracture, Liam.
You need to get the fuck out of here, Charlie.
I'm not moving. Get out of here! I'm not moving, so you're gonna have to kill me. Once and for all.
He might do
You're gonna
that.
have to fucking kill me.
I mean,
Right
I
now,
don't like
Liam,
Charlie, so I'm kind of okay with
I'm
that,
thinking
but
about more than myself.
You don't know what Joyce is gonna do.
No, I don't. But I have faith in Fiona. And she believes in Joyce. So I gotta believe too.
all right, you know, at least he's not quite at the same level of asshole. He was enamored,
Fix the lifeboat.
but
You saved your
actually
wife.
he, you know,
We fix
at
the
least
fracture.
actually chooses to believe her.
Saves us all. Okay? So go ahead.
He's
Go
gonna
ahead
do
and
it.
Kill me.
Charlie's gonna get shot.
It's not gonna make a fucking difference. But if you kill Joyce, then we have...
Okay. Well, you know, I should have seen that coming, but I didn't. I kind of forgot about him.
Your perceptions, Liam, they're off. This world you know, this world is ending.
Yeah, they really just cut his moment off. Now what are you gonna do with it?
With one world's end.
I'm hoping they're not gonna just, like, MacGuffin this thing, right? They're doing a little bit too much of MacGuffining already. Like, we know that it can do two things. Power the lifeboat, and maybe fix the fracture. I don't want freaking Martin to show up and be like, no, there's this third other thing that I can do with it. It's not a freaking magical MacGuffin. It does... Okie dokie. That was gnarly. I expected Martin to do some time shenanigans, and he did not. He got stabbed in the eye. So, am I going to fight Liam? Whose side are you on, Liam? I'm so confused. Yeah, we have no idea what Martin wanted. A valid question. The eye stab with the... Well, yes, that is true. On the wife's side. But I'm not sure if Charlie's rousing speech sufficiently convinced him of, you know, not making me have to kill him, but it's sure feeling like I'm gonna have to kill him. Act 5.
It's obvious the city's going crazy. The entire world. I can't even keep up with the reports. Listeners, you really want to stay indoors? Don't go outside. We don't know.
Time was broken. Working out of sync. The city was in a state of chaos.
That's a flying train. We're not.
The end of time was closing.
We're not in a good state
And you
here.
still believed you could fix it.
The solution was inside Monarch Tower. A countermeasure.
The CFR
When are we going to collide
has
with this
Monarch
interview?
Minute. The key to the lifeboat protocol. Monarch's survival plan. But that didn't seem to matter to you.
I had a better plan.
Yeah, I got a better plan, man.
Okay.
Okay, now I gotta remember. Train's back. Train was too close. As it turns out. I don't think I was supposed to be standing there. I thought that was a scene that I was not going to die in. It could be before the time loop, but functionally speaking, for Jack, it would be after the time loop, even if it is before, right? Because as far as Jack's personal timeline, it would, of course, be after. These are some of my favorite, like, ragdolls, because they're, like, floaty time ragdolls. There we go. Hey, I had to run that red 20 years from now. It was for good reasons, I'm sure.
Now, where do they keep the countermeasure?
Yeah, give me that LNG.
Shouldn't be too hard to find.
This train's going crazy over here.
Report.
Is it gonna keep going? Am I gonna like go through a door here and they're just gonna be right on my ass again? Oh, this button. Here we go.
Jack, I hope you can hear me.
Fiona?
I can, surprisingly.
Yes. I wasn't sure if I could make this work. Listen, the CFR, it's not easy to reach, but you can access it from Serene's office.
I guess at this point they're in the lifeboat, so maybe they're stutter-proof?
The rest of the place is still in lockdown. I think I could help you with that. Like this.
I guess you can.
Serene isn't in the building anymore, so maybe you don't have to run into him.
He's talking through the front door? Okay. Oh, a thing.
Mr. Hatch! I thought you... They said you were dead.
They are confused about a great many things. I have a little job for you.
But I mean, I'm not sure I should...
Wow, this guy's such a, well, flunky, as his name was.
Yes, of course. Whatever you say, Mr. Hatch.
So, is that from before he got himself killed or after? Just casually walking around in a freaking time stutter.
Paul's office. What's going on here? Thought I'd run into organized resistance.
Monarch shifted gears. There's this survival program, and you're either in it or you're irrelevant. So everybody's just scrambling, and Serene's acting weird. Nobody knows what's going on. Everybody's just waiting for it all to end. But you're gonna keep that from happening, right?
Yes, I'm definitely going to keep it from happening. I hope that I don't get any novel-sized lore dumps here at the end. Because some of those texts I've been reading are real friggin' long. All right, here we go. This one's not so bad. Attention, the lifeboat security protocols are now in full effect. This is from Clarice Ogawa. Ogawa, who's the person I think we are talking to in the interview. Our stutter-proofing has failed, and we have reports of shifters in the building. You all know the drill. We have trained for this. Do not approach shifters alone. Remember that they are not restricted by the physical space in the same way we are. Deploy dampeners and watch your backs. Work in teams, remember your tactics. Maintain your distance. Don't take any unnecessary chances. Comms are unreliable due to the stutters, so pass the word to others and take advantage of stutter collapses to communicate as effectively as you can. We're attempting to repair the stutter proofing as quickly as possible, but be advised that contrary to our earlier timeline, which gave us years more to prepare, I believe we are now on the verge of the final zero state, and every single stutter we encounter is more and more likely to be the one that never ends. That means our priorities have changed, the lifeboat protocol is in full effect, and ensuring its success is our only objective, whether the opposition is shifters, Jack Joyce, or anybody else. It's vital that we all remember our training. If we do things right, we will make it out of this, and we will make our way into the lifeboat. Good luck. Make me proud.
I really don't want to go outside.
I don't know what you just said, my man. Getting to be that time.
There's no way for them to understand what's happening.
Hey, Pablo, I think it's getting close, and you better get your ass to a stutter-proofed area. I still can't believe this is real, but you've seen what it's like out there. Half the world's going to shit. Just glad we're in here. I don't know how it's all going to play out, but at least this way we got a chance. Maybe we can fix things later. But those science guys can work it out, right? And hey, if you see that Jack Joyce asshole, just run, dude, okay? I was talking to Clarice, and I didn't realize this before. I thought he was just sneaky or lucky or something, but I saw some battle reports from the field. He's just a machine. Fucker just shoots his way through everything we throw his way. I know this place is safe, but I figure he'll show up sooner or later. I heard he's got some personal beef with Serene. So when he comes, you better stay out of his way. Let the Jarheads handle that, if they can. If Joyce is coming after Serene, he's going to be pretty mad when he finds out the boss took a chopper out. You hear anything about that? What the fuck was that about? So it could get pretty ugly. See you when the dust clears, I guess. Stay safe, man. Yeah, so all of this must be after... like, actually after the stuff in the video. So maybe Martin is back? Monarch radio note won't work in stutters. Radio waves get stuck, same as everything else. Use stutter-proofed hardline terminals instead. I feel like there's got to be at least this and one more chapter, right? Because we got to deal with Monarch here, but then also we've got to go track down Paul back at the...
Paul had the key to fixing the fracture all along, but he didn't see it.
The swimming pool.
There was nothing to see. He believed the fracture couldn't be fixed. That's why he used the countermeasure, the CFR, to create the lifeboat.
That's what I said. I know what's up. What is that? Is that a helicopter? Oh, that must have been the chopper that left. What's going on out there? Oh, hold on. Those are some time bros that are killed.
What the fuck
and
is
not
that?
by me. There's got to be a shifter.
Damn.
No, Sea Weaver. I appreciate that. I am asking rhetorical questions. I appreciate your scrutiny. Not scrutiny. That's not the word. I don't know. The word has slipped my mind. You know what I'm talking about. That's not what I meant. I want the button. No, not the goddamn gun. Assault rifle back. Gimme. There we go.
Yeah.
Forbearance is fine. It's not the one I was thinking of, but yeah.
I think so. Sorry, this isn't quite my forte. I know a guy who did this in a city about as dependable as... Oh, never mind. That's it.
Secrecy works too. Surely I'm gonna watch them get killed, right? Right? No? Well, then I'm gonna do it. Either the monster's gonna kill you or I am. Take your pick. Oh, we got a couple more here. What are you punching at? There we go. You know what? I could be the monster, quite frankly. Oh, we got some biggins. Oh, shoot. Where was that? Hold on. I know I saw a shotgun somewhere. I would really like the shotgun. Was it over here? Changed my mind. I want the shotgun. There it is. I don't know, playing the timeline in reverse order it seems fitting, right? Considering the game, you know, seems appropriate. Ow. Oh, I ran out of steam. No, I know, but playing this one, you know, we're playing fast and loose with time. It seems okay. We can do some shenanigans. You know, that actually reminds me of I don't remember the actual names of the books, but it's pretty cool that there is a trilogy of books that are actually written in such a capacity that you can read them in any order. I think it might also sort of play fast and loose with time like this to sort of make it work. But there is certainly a trilogy that just it doesn't tell you, like, there's not a canonical first, second, third. They really are just 3 books as a trilogy that you just kind of... How have I not hit that? Well, yeah, you're right. Playing with the time is certainly causing some legitimate problems. I mean, you're not wrong. Also, I don't know why I can't seem to hit that guy's freaking weak point again. I'm having a bit of a struggle here for some reason. Oh, I don't want to lose that. No, not that. Give me the ammo. Thank you. Give me back my heavy pistol. Alright, now. Hold on a freaking second. Let me... Nope, you've turned too far again. God damn it! I'm getting very annoyed at you. There we go. Those are the fireworks I was looking for. You know, time is merely a construct. Oh, hello, I ran out of steam. Ow, 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 ow. Okay. They've blown up a second time. Alright, let's get in there. Let's get in there. Let's get in there.
Gotta get the camera.
I hit both of them twice. I switched targets, I guess, without realizing it. That would explain why they were refusing to die. Well, we got there in the end. I mean, that is true.
I'm trying to get
but really, time is very confusing. The nature of time, how it actually affects physical reality.
Monarch was scrambling. Paul's empire was falling apart all around me. I'd never seen anything like it. But Paul had. That's what he was preparing for all those years. He didn't do a very good job.
I'm feeling like we're coming up on,
Holy shit.
On something. I like the frozen particle effects. Are pretty cool. Well, confusing is a relative term, so saying our understanding of time is confusing versus time is confusing is sort of the same statement with sort of the assumed, you know, I don't know, the player, the party in play of being confused is sort of assumed to be us. Because, you know, confusing is not sort of a trait that one can take on without any individuals to confuse. From Bernard Reichert to Paul Serena. Confession, eh? Sir, I know you won't have a chance to read this email until you return to the HQ, but I have turned this over in my head repeatedly, and I see no other option than to let you know what I have done. I have deactivated the stutter-proofing at the building. I had maintenance access and I used it, but I want you to know I did it under tremendous duress. Martin Hatch left me no choice. He threatened my family and I didn't know what else to do. Oh-ho! I still don't. I know there are shifters out there. The stutter-proofing is gone and I don't have a chronon harness, so technically I'm safe. Shifters only exist in stutters, and when one of those hits, I freeze, just like the rest of the world. So whatever happens during the stutter, I'm safe, barring some kind of a desynchronization-related accident. What that means, though, is that one eye blink, I'm here, and the next one, there's 2 dead strikers on the floor. Dead because of me. There was their blood all over me from nowhere. I'm looking at them right now, typing this on my phone. I can smell the blood and, I don't know, ozone, I guess? And smoke. Their gears sparking. They'd be alive if I hadn't. I'm sorry, I think I'm hyperventilating. I don't know if I can hold it together much longer. I don't know why Hatch wanted this to happen, but he did. I think he wants the CFR for some reason. You can't trust that fucker, sir. I know you're close, but I think he's as evil as they come. So sorry, sir. I'm not making excuses. I know I fucked up. I don't know how to deal with this. I've always respected your drive and dedication. You have no idea, but I don't have those things. I'm just an engineer. This is just too much for me. If you come back and fix things, please look after my family. They didn't have anything to do with this. Bernard Reicher, Senior Chronon Tech. Oh, man. I mean, that's true, Seaweaver, but that doesn't make time fundamentally not confusing, which is why I say the use of the word confusing is always relative. And the only meaningful point of reference we have for using the term confusing is for, well, an individual or, you know, a collective, right? But yes. That guy, that poor engineer, man. Unfortunate victim in all this. Okie doke. Hello. What, are we out of the stutter now? Shocking. I knew we'd have to fight them eventually.
What the fuck? Was that Hatch?
Was that Hatch? I don't think it was.
The train.
All personnel, stay clear of the lower levels. There's a...
Another door I need help with, Fiona.
I cut her off. I wanted to hear
Serene's
that.
office. Good. Just a second. This one's a little tricky. Serene's got access to the CFR chamber, and there's going to be a pretty dangerous guy they're guarding. Got it. Just be careful, okay?
Oh, Liam. I'm sorry I'm going to have to kill you.
Paul was already gone. But he left behind the one thing I needed.
What's that? Well, I'm going to read this untitled note, at least. It's kind of long. Let me wet my throat here. Okay. I have left this message here for you to find so that soon when the time comes and I ask you to choose, you can do so with your eyes open and with some hint of understanding. I have no secrets, and the only things I choose to omit are the ones that you, in your current illimited state, would not be able to grasp no matter how hard I tried to make you understand. I have walked down the same path you are now on. Once, from your perspective, a long time ago, although time no longer has such meaning to me, I too came in contact with a time machine. In my case, it was not a man-made device, but a natural one in a cave. Should come as no surprise, really, that such things exist, much like natural nuclear reactors do exist, such as the now defunct ones at Uklo, Africa. After all, the Meyer-Joyce field has its irregularities. I, too, became chronon active. I, too, developed chronon syndrome, and in time, I, too, lost control and became a shifter. Became at once everything and nothing, was everywhere and nowhere, died countless deaths, and was still alive. My every probability, every possibility happening at once. I promised I would not lie, and thus I tell you, the noise and the pain and the rage were more than anyone could suffer and not go insane. I burned in this fire for a long time. There were brief moments of awareness in this endless nightmare. Different versions of certain key moments in my life that I found myself reliving again and again, trying to make things right, like a puzzle, on and on and on. I am convinced that the stutters and the end of time saved me, for those were the only places, the only times, where I could even briefly stop and rest, and slowly find focus and control again, and ultimately master this state. Not emerge from it, not be cured, not go back to what I was before, for there is no such thing, but to learn to be in one place and everywhere at once. My perception is altered, like that of someone who has seen a perceptual illusion, and discovered that the picture is both a young girl and an old woman at the same time. Once you see them both, you can never not see them. We are such limited beings, we play with just one piece, on just one square on an endless chessboard, just one life, one timeline in an infinite multiverse of possibilities. Am I an exception? The only one who has found his way to the other side? Or is this just a shifter's brief dream before a stutter collapses? There are other shifters, you, your best friend who is now your mortal enemy, Dr. Kim, others, some of whom you know. Doesn't matter who, because they are gone, and when they emerge, if they ever emerge, they will not be who they were, just as I am not who I was before. I have done my part in helping you all achieve this state. If time is an ocean with a frozen surface, then the stutters and the end of time are holes in that ice. Opportunities to come up for air. I have a plan, it's already in motion, but it would be futile to try to explain it to you, like trying to explain 3 dimensions to someone who can only see one. But make no mistake, I do not look down on you. I strive for humility even as I shift this world from one state to another. I will make this possible. I stand in between. I don't see myself as a gate. I remain humble. I'm something smaller. A hatch. Is this perhaps Martin Hatch's note? I knew it! It's unclear. It does not say who wrote that note. But that conclusion, right? I'm something smaller, a hatch, makes me feel like it's Martin Hatch, right? The problem is that this does not feel like it was written by Martin Hatch. That's the only thing that's kind of throwing me off, right? Because it talks a lot about humility, which certainly doesn't feel like it fits Martin. Yeah. I probably don't see enough of the clues necessarily to draw a solid conclusion. It's clear that they know Jack and Paul, because they mention those two. It's not Dr. Kim. Because it, calls out Dr. Kim. I don't know.
My office alarm went off. Is that you skulking around, Jack?
Fuck you.
Paul.
I'm done playing games.
Okay, well,
I'm here for what you
that's a way to open to.
Yes, of course. The CFR. If you understood just how much depended on that, you'd leave it alone. But I know you don't care.
You're right. I don't. And it looks like you're not here to stop me.
Yes. Yes, everything will play out as it has to play out. I'll see you very soon, Jack.
It's possible that I didn't see what you're referring to. It's also possible that I forgot in the several, the couple weeks of time that I've been playing this over, which makes it much harder to necessarily put the pieces together.
That was just a couple of minutes between stutters. The countermeasure was Paul's prize. Everything he built was based on Will's device. His plan depended on it. You better believe I look forward to taking it from him.
It could be Will, actually. Okay. I'm all aboard for that. We'll definitely talk about how things played out once I get to the end. And we can talk about things that I have missed or had slipped my mind or, what have you. Okay, Paul Serene Clarice Ogawa. Clarice, as you know, I have a mission to embark on, so I'll try to be brief. I've initiated the lifeboat protocol over Martin's objections. Given how things have developed since then, I'm glad I did. I don't fully understand Martin's motives, but it's obvious he's moving against me and against the entire survival plan itself. I know you have worked closely with him, and I know that this must come as a shock. It's also alarming that in evading capture, Martin took out an entire security team. For an unarmed man who's ostensibly not combat trained, that should be impossible. Yeah. Obviously, this is highly alarming news. I don't know if he had help or if there's even more to Martin than we have come to suspect, but he's had free reign over this company for a long time, and he's extremely resourceful and persuasive. It's not clear to me who I can trust at this point. But I know I can depend on you. I trust that you will see things through in my absence and ensure the stutter-proofing stays up. In particular, I would appreciate if you would ensure that Dr. Amaral stays safe in the lifeboat. She has been through a lot during the past 24 hours, and she's still managed to make her way back to us and bring vital intel. Thank you for your loyal service, Clarice. It has always been appreciated. Man, there are so many narrative objects in this area that I don't know if I'm going to find them all.
Only one of Serene's treatments survived the explosion. His time was running out.
So was everybody else's.
Here. From Sophia Amaral. Time Machine Core. Paul, don't worry about it. We're on schedule. Hold on. This feels like it's in reply. Okay. We're going to... Chronological order here. To Paul Serene from Sophia Amaral. Paul, we now have finalized the plans for acquiring and transporting the Time Machine Core from the University Lab. Your instructions are quite clear. We won't actually move in until your younger self has entered the machine, and the men will try to take the Joyces alive. With the understanding that Jack Joyce in particular could be a threat, and neither can be allowed to escape under any circumstances. I'm still quite uncomfortable with all this, Paul. I understand your reasoning, and I know the stakes are high, but I don't want to see anybody hurt. It's antithetical to my role as a scientist, and I wish you'd reconsider. Surely there's a better way to resolve this. Moral implications aside, the loss of Dr. Joyce's expertise alone would be a great blow. If everything goes smoothly and quietly, we will transport the core directly to the Monarch Tower via ground route. If there's commotion and it seems there's any risk of detection, we will instead airlift the core to our dry docks operation and then move it discreetly from there to the HQ. The construction of the new time machine frame at the top of the Monarch Tower has been finished since last year. Once we have received the core, it will be installed into the time machine per your orders. I know you don't intend to use it, but even with the limitations the nature of time travel imposes on us, I have to say it seems like a great waste to not take advantage of such a resource, both from a strategic and a scientific point of view. You know, I feel like we're going to go through that time machine. You know, they really have kind of drilled it home that thing exists and is at the top of the tower. I don't know. I kind of feel like we might be going through that at some point. Sophia, I understand why you would feel that way, but this isn't something I take lightly. It's my experience that time travel only complicates things, and while my own trip through time has given us great opportunities, it's also set me on this path. I want to control it, not use it. That said, I want to have the machine ready to use for emergencies. My foreknowledge of future events will end very soon, and it might prove to be useful to have the option of obtaining more detailed information from the future. Obviously, given that the furthest you could go back is the machine activation at the university, visiting the past seems fairly useless. Also, ensure that the machine is heavily guarded at all times. Nobody is allowed to operate the machine besides myself, and I want the corridor to remain undeployed unless I give specific orders to the contrary. As for the Joyce brothers, I intend to give William the option of joining us if possible, but I know him. He's a very stubborn and unstable man, and I don't know if we could ever trust him. I don't need to remind you that he built in that ridiculous little workshop, with very limited resources, a device that broke the local physics at Ground Zero and caused my Chronon syndrome. I don't intend to give him a chance to show us what else he could do if he decides that we're a target. That, along with the revisions I've seen, There are certain sentimental reasons that make me wish I could let William live, but I doubt that he makes it possible for us. As for Jack, I'm not too worried about him. It took me a long time to master my abilities, so Jack shouldn't be a major problem unless he manages to use stutters to escape the area. Luckily, stutters should be very rare in these early stages of the fracture. Still, I've come too far to take any chances. I prefer to take him alive, but nothing can be allowed to put our plan at risk. Sorry to have to involve you in something like this. I know it's not what you signed up for, and as I said, I don't expect you to be personally involved with that part of the operation in any way. I'm not particularly happy about this part myself, and I wish I had better options, but our circumstances are as they are, and I have come too far to falter now. Hope you understand. My theory? I kind of feel like we're going to end up using the time machine at the top of the tower. Well, not necessarily us, right? They talk about the time travel machine at the top of the tower frequently, so it has not yet come into play, and I expect somebody's ass is going through that time machine, is really what I'm thinking. So I don't believe they have mentioned anybody actually going through it. I actually last time was saying that maybe Martin Hatch got his maybe Chronon powers having gone through that time travel machine later and then going back. But that causes confusing closed loop paradoxes and stuff. Well, the game starts with the time machine at the university. So it's the same core, right? They took the core from the university and put it at the top of Monarch Tower. And I suspect that somebody is going to end up at the top of Monarch Tower using that time machine again. Although, I do believe that the settings on that one were commented as that is messed up and, like, is why the fracture occurred. And also why William Joyce's time machine did not cause the fracture, because he's just better at it. Sophia, please update me on our progress with the time machine core relocation. Where are we with this? Blah, 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 blah. Paul, don't worry about it. We're on schedule. Your time machine core from the university has been transported to the HQ, and it's currently being installed into the new time machine frame we built for it. You'll have direct access to it from the CFR chamber. Ah, we're going to the CFR chamber. As requested, and no, before you ask, you can't actually access the CFR chamber from the time machine. That elevator can only be activated from within the chamber, so no one working on the machine can get to the CFR. Thought you'd appreciate that layer of added security. I know how important it is to keep the CFR safe. Anyway, I know you don't actually intend to use the time machine, but should you ever need it, all we need to do is deploy the corridor. It's actually all hooked up. They are heavily, like, if you need it. Uh-huh. All hooked up now, but we're still running some final diagnostics. The tech should be ready with it before the gala's over. Right. We didn't set the time machine to non-fracture mode. It's an easy toggle to miss, right? You know, there's like fracture the universe, don't fracture the universe. And they just forgot. Easy setting to miss. Hello, laptop. Oh, it's another one. All right, hold on. Jesus, so much reading. Here we go. Quantum Ripple Research Unit. Paul Martin. I know you've both been arguing that the quantum ripple causality research subdivision has great potential, and we should keep it funded. I must once again implore you to reconsider. I'll be the first one to admit that the technology is impressive. The fact that Doctors Morphin and Ranger... Oh, come on! Doctors Morphin and Rangers? Hold on. Hold on. Well, yeah, they really shouldn't have made that the default. Okay. Let me get back to reading this. The Doctors Morphin and Rangers can actually track the consequences rippling out from minor shifts within the Meyer-Joyce field is incredible. The level of informational detail they managed to obtain is amazing, but here's the thing. They've been at this for 2 years now, and they've not produced a single useful result. Yes, we can trace actual events from their small inception point to the actual consequences, very much in keeping with the basic chaos theory concept of the butterfly flapping its wings, but well, so what? Every single thing that happens in this universe is the result of such a chain of events. Being able to see the chain offers no real insight to anything due to the very randomness of the process. Furthermore, it's utterly misleading. You could say that some tiny event or tiny decision in my life yesterday led me to writing this email, and that's technically true. But so did some tiny event or tiny decision in my life 15 years ago. It's all a chain. The event yesterday didn't take place in a vacuum. It didn't come out of nowhere. So what's the point? We have no control over it, we don't get to direct it, and we get no useful information out of it. Also, have you actually seen the reports they generate? From a technological point of view, the way they manage to automate their analysis of the fluctuation signatures within the Meyer-Joyce field is impressive, but again, it's all meaningless babble with no practical applications. This whole thing is kind of meaningless babble. Like, there's a lot of freaking techno-babble in this one. Their personal remarks in the reports are even worse. With all due respect to Ron and Terry and their indisputable technical expertise, I don't know what they're doing, and I'm not sure they do either. It's like they're coming up with stuff at random. The above outlines my concerns as to the futility of the entire process, and I suspect that may not be enough to sway you, but I have one final point which I think you should consider very, very carefully. The entire program is an unforgivable waste of Monarch resources. I don't mean money, although the entire quantum ripple causality research subdivision, what a mouthful, is costing us millions and millions of dollars. But that doesn't really matter because I know we can afford that. However, there's a more vital resource they're consuming each time they fire up their rig and delve into the Meyer-Joyce field. They eat up a huge amount of chronon particles. Those are a finite resource, and as you know, we are projecting that the ground zero's yield will rapidly diminish as the fracture takes hold, which will happen very soon. You may not understand what the real impact of this is, so let me put it to you in practical terms. Every single time they detect and analyze a quantum ripple costs a week of potential lifeboat runtime minimum. Given Monarch's primary purpose and the total lack of useful results, I believe that's a luxury we cannot afford. I recommend shutting them down immediately, or at the latest, during our next reorg. We can reallocate the resources to something useful, and put Ron and Terry's expertise into great use designing the lifeboat. Sure, we wouldn't regret putting them to work on that, given their track record of working with Chronotech. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed that that did not have more references in it. Because that one just like opened early with the whole Doctors, Morphin, and Rangers, and then they just kind of let that slide. I was like, more.
He refused to believe that it could be changed.
Oh
And he
no,
cast aside the only
2022.
people who could have convinced him otherwise.
Boy, this is a big timeline here.
17 years, he lived
Apparently
through
going to pan
twice.
across the whole thing.
All of it mapped out, from memory.
He knew the market trends before they occurred. He had the tools to make a fortune, and he did.
I mean, yeah, he knows what's up. That's what you do. What the? What? Why do we have a telescope here in a high-rise? I mean, I guess you could be looking at stars, but also you could be looking at some questionable stuff out and about. Let's see, where are we going?
Paul spent a long time running Monarch in secret.
God,
probably didn't help
All right,
with that
here we go.
whole disconnected from reality thing.
Reflection on the end. Okay. I wish my memories about the end of time were clearer, but it was anything but a clear time in my life, and the world was such a jumble. Frozen mess of different timelines crashing together. I was running for my life the whole time trying to avoid the shifters. Not an ideal state of mind for gathering intel. It didn't help that she kept chasing me, trying to kill me. Beth Wilder. One of my own people. It was her all along. Even then, trapped in the end of time, as little as I understood about what was going on, I could tell she wasn't like me. She didn't have the powers I did. I knew she had some kind of technology that kept her going in that suspended hell. Of course, I had no idea it was a device I would eventually have my people develop. I suppose I should appreciate the irony that it was her chronon harness, my own chronon harness, that it gave me the idea for the lifeboat protocol. The idea that our technology could let humanity survive the end of time. I suppose I have to thank her for that. She paid for her sins in the end, but she left her mark on me. I know the time to pay for mine is approaching quickly, but not just yet. Back then, when Wilder and I played our game of cat and mouse at the end of time, if I'd had an ounce of the control over my powers that I do now, things would have turned out very differently between the two of us. She was strong and had the training, and I was young and weak and scared. Even so, my abilities gave me an edge. I was lucky she didn't have the full striker year. She was the one with the upper hand. I didn't learn to properly control my abilities until much later. Nice little typo there. In those days, they were unpredictable and operated on instinct. Control, didn't come easy. I can't help but be aware that this doesn't seem to be the case for Jack. His mastery is growing by leaps and bounds. Is it just because that's the way he's always been? Fast on his feet, bold and adaptive, or is the fracture affecting him too? I thought we could contain him. It's cost us dearly. It's not a mistake I will make again. Well, you're not gonna have another chance to make that mistake, my man. Boy, what a light jog we're traveling at. Jeez. Every once in a while, I just kind of notice how slow it feels. I'm like, God, can we just pick up the pace?
Paul was a powerful man, the leader of an empire. But behind the veil, he was a dying man. The signs were clear.
You know, maybe I should check if I have upgrades. I do. I have just been so very ignoring it. Time stop. We allows to 3 time stops. Ooh, that's a lot of time stops. I mean, that sounds pretty good. I'll take that. Oh, wait. I didn't look at the laptop.
Dr. Amaral was the one thing keeping Paul alive, but
go.
Reading through their exchanges, there was something more than professional going on.
An achievement.
That's not my place to comment on.
Sophia's personal notes. I find myself at a loss. We knew that the fracture would arrive. It was clear very quickly that the process was occurring much faster than Paul's projections. His experiences had led us to believe. That was alarming in itself, but there's another concern. With the fracture, Paul's condition seems to be accelerating rapidly. I don't know what to do about either one of these issues. I haven't had a chance to examine Paul properly, and of course he won't consent to any real tests at this point. He won't take the time, not with the situation being as critical as it is. He has to prepare for the gala, to take care of every little stupid thing Martin trots out for him. He won't think of himself at all, and I'm afraid that'll cost us dearly. So I don't know, I'm just speculating, but I believe this acceleration is a reaction to the stutters in time. In zero state, his wave function is further disrupted by the excessive chronon energies within his body. Before the university incident, before the fracture, the condition was progressive but controllable. The lack of stutters helped keep it in check. Now its progress is rampant, and I worry that it may reach a critical point soon. We always knew that was a possibility, but all of our projections assumed we would have years, time enough to come up with a cure, or a way to stop its progress. Which means there's a very real chance that in the near future, Paul's condition overtakes him. And if he does become a shifter, I don't know what to do about it. We haven't been able to help Dr. Kim. I don't know what we could do for Paul. I don't know what to do. Treatments are still working, but they take a toll on him, and their effect is greatly diminished. Concerned we may hit a point where he's forced to use them so often that the treatment becomes worse than the condition itself. And yet, I don't see any other option. He will not rest. He insists on doing so much. I know he chafes under his dependence on the treatments. He sees it as a weakness. I'm afraid I may lose him. Well, tough luck, Sophia. Just randomly yelling? Does he know I'm here, or has he just been yelling for the last hour? Liam, you don't look so good.
Just one of you. Rick. Look, you have to realize you're not going to keep me from the CFR. You don't look like you're in any shape for this. Emily, where are you?
Oh, now we're fighting.
Of course he's got one of those fucking things.
I mean, he's already shot. He can't... Oh! Okay. Okay. Didn't let me use any of my powers, so I guess I'll just shoot the shit out of him. A somewhat underwhelming boss fight there. Hey, Liam.
Don't do it, man. Just stay down.
Yeah, just stay down, man.
Fuck you. I've got too much writing.
He has straight up murdered a lot of folks.
You're not going anywhere.
Maybe at least, like, move out of the way of the gun. You don't need to stand right in front of it just in case. All right, well, they have left him in a very ambiguous position. Because he's time-stopped, but not dead. Who can say what the result will be? He could be back.
They'd stockpiled all the chronon particles from Ground Zero to keep the lifeboat running.
Enough to hopefully last until a proper solution was discovered.
Chronon particle stockpile update. Okay. Everyone, please be advised that we are now at a point where lifeboat activation may occur. Accordingly, I have ensured that preparations are underway for activation. As a part of that, what chronon particle stores still remain at the Ground Zero harvesting operation are being moved to the headquarters and placed into the master chronon particle repository, ready to be placed under the CFR's control. Please be aware that what we have managed to accumulate until this point is very likely to be all of the chronon particles we ever have access to. Due to the fracture's effects on the Meyer-Joyce field, the Ground Zero anomaly is showing definite signs of weakening. As a result, the chronon particle yield decreases drastically and will soon drop to baseline. While we will obviously continue more traditional chronon particle harvesting operations in order to maximize our stockpile, we all need to recognize that sourcing them outside of the Ground Zero conditions is extremely inefficient. Excuse me. Or, in plain terms, unless we find another source of chronon particles, and I don't believe we will, what we have now is all we will ever have. Please be aware that all use of chronon technology eats into our limited resources. And while we of course recognize that we need to have our strikers and other soldiers operate in stutters, each operation undertaken will eat away at our stockpile and, in very real terms, costs us days of lifeboat runtime. Accordingly, we have to plan all use of this technology closely and choose our battles carefully. That said, we should also realize the ongoing situation with Jack Joyce constitutes an emergency and will most likely require unconventional chronon particle investments. Just the same, we should be aware of the cost. I expect to see projected chronon particle consumption rates for the foreseeable future and simulations of how long our stockpile will last, adjusted for all of the scenarios we have discussed. See our last meeting minutes and our next Monday meeting. It's via Emerald. Okay, can we all just, like, talk about how very, like, in another universe, there is a very good strategy survival game based around the lifeboat chronon particles? I mean, like, there's Frostpunk, there's Ixion, like, that vein of games would fit so interestingly with this concept, right? You have, like, some brief period of time beforehand to prepare, gather resources, time stops, and then you have, like, resource management of sending these guys out. Like, Paul and, like, all of this planning is playing a very fun game of survival that we don't get to play, and it's almost a shame that we don't. Because that's a game I'd like to play.
The lifeboat revolved around the countermeasure. He knew Will would try to take it back. That's why he was killed.
Okay,
he knew I'd try to do the same eventually.
Clearly, he was right.
People, because there seems to be a certain lack of clarity about when it's appropriate for someone to enter the CFR chamber and mess with the Chronon field regulator, and because I just had to fire Kevin Janeway because he did that exact thing, let me remind you of the approved CFR procedure. You do not touch the CFR, period. I may touch the CFR because I'm the lead technician in charge of it. Dr. Sophia Amaral may touch the CFR because she's our head of research and she knows what she's doing. Mr. Paul Serene may touch the CFR because he's Paul fucking Serene and it's his CFR. Nobody else touches the CFR. On occasion, some enormously lucky individuals who have been personally trained by me and are proven to be very, very dependable and incredibly good at their jobs who don't have a track record of trying to enter the CFR chamber like paint-huffing imbeciles because they just want to take a closer look at it, and who have remembered to bribe the lead technician in charge of the CFR with Tom Waits tickets may be given written instructions to perform specific procedures in the CFR. That will be a great honor and a sign of a significant degree of trust, and those people should be accorded all professional respect and an appropriate degree of brown-nosing and/or passive-aggressive displays of envy by their peers. Or to put it another way, you do not touch the CFR, unless you want to join Kevin in the how to stop being an arrogant dumb shit who jeopardized the only hope of a future for the entire human race because his mansplaining ass thought that what the CFR really needed was a random dude who knew better. Self-improvement course down at the unemployment office, which I'm sure is where we all believe he was escorted to by those armed men. He probably did. There are no exceptions to this. The entire lifeboat protocol depends on the CFR being present, properly connected, and functioning normally. You do not want to jeopardize this. This is bigger than any of us, and we are not here to fuck around. Lauren McStevenson, lead CFR tech. That email was awesome.
Fiona, I'm at the CFR chamber. Door's locked.
That's way above my access level. But since my friend disabled security earlier, I should be able to do this. Listen, I don't really know what the plan is, but it's all up to you now. Good luck.
Thanks.
It was like walking into a shrine. This was our holy relic.
There'd been some kind of struggle in the chamber.
Charlie.
I didn't know the details. Somebody cleaned it up.
A man named Charlie Wincott. I believe he chose to take a stand. Unfortunately, it ended badly for him.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems to be that kind of work environment.
Charlie Badge. I can't help but notice that there is no Martin Hatch body here.
It took 11 years for Will to build the countermeasure. Beth died for it, and I knew it could fix the fracture. This fucking thing.
She's got to figure out how to use it, I guess.
I didn't have a clue how to use it.
Yeah, that.
The only person who did was dead. But Monarch had a way of getting to him before that ever happened. The university time machine.
I knew it.
You got the core.
I knew it.
Monarch had built their own time machine above the CFR chamber. That's where I needed to go.
Boy, I called that one right on the damn nose.
Yes.
No game comments about a thing that many times and doesn't send you there. It's a goofy noise. Why does the elevator work?
Paul took the core of the time machine from the university, hooked it up to his own machine. It was part of his sick desire for control, but that gave me one last shot at fixing things. I could go back, maybe get to Will before Paul killed him.
That's
and
not
if I
how
could
this
get
works.
the countermeasure in Will's hands,
I guess if
maybe
all
I
you
can
have to
still
do is
turn
ask him
everything
how to
around.
use it. I guess that works. We're gonna have a very, narratively appropriate return to the beginning. I can't help but notice they're giving me a lot of ammo here. Am I gonna have to shoot Martin Hatch?
Core was set, the machine was prepped. I had to put the core door in place.
Okay.
Okay, this should do it.
Deploying the corridor. Phase 1 underway. Please clear all personnel from the operation.
Whoa. Why the pistol, my man? Get a real gun out, would you? Thank you. Can I blow that thing up? Are you frozen? What is happening? This is a confusing fight. Who's still alive? What is happening? Are we gonna... Okay, we've unfrozen. I need ammo. This is not the gun for me. Nope, can't melee those. We'll just jog on past.
Phase 2 of corridor deployment.
Finally.
Well, we definitely missed there. Didn't that time.
Phase 3 completed. Running diagnostics to confirm.
Jesus. You serious?
It's fine, let's go.
Boink. Will you die? Thank you. Jesus. That guy is the bane of my existence. Boink. Boink. Alright, there we go.
Thanks for the heads up.
Corridor deployment confirmed. Corridor now ready for
Give me a bolt
insertion.
first pistol. That's at
Thank
least
you
better
for
than
your
pistol.
patience.
Oh, you're welcome, you very slow machine lady. Machine was ready.
Very slow
I just
machine
needed
lady.
to put in the date.
Oh, we gotta put in the date. Yay. Stupid sprint that doesn't actually sprint, just
Earliest I could
stops
go
time
back to
elsewhere.
was the time that the core was first activated. At the university.
Not much time to rescue your brother.
I didn't have a choice.
You better
We
be
can
as
always come back.
advertised.
I mean, that's the glory of having a time machine, right? If we miss it this time, we'll just loop back around. We'll find him eventually. It's like driving around the block. Sometimes you miss what you were looking for. You just gotta go back around. It's not a big deal. Yeah, right? We just need 50 of us.
What's up, fellas?
Oh, shit!
Neat. Hey, me. Or no. That is actually this timeline. I was wondering if that was previous me trying to open that. Just seeing the back of my own head. It was not. I'm a little sad that it wasn't, actually.
HQ, we've got an intruder in the lab. Core extraction team is down, over.
All of them? How? Joyce? Fire. But avoid damage to the core at all cost.
I got there after the fracture initiated. Too late to stop it all before it ever started.
Of course.
But not too
We knew
late to
that.
save Will. All you had to do was get to him in time.
Yeah. That was the plan.
Nope.
It's locked. Gotta find another way out of here.
HQ,
Boy, I really just
got
ignored
security
the
footage
possibility
Joyce
of chronon
brothers
particles the
escaping to
last time
server
around.
room
I
on
just
the
don't
lower
care.
level.
Raider Team 3, intercept immediately. Ready
I
another
don't need the
extraction
upgrades. I
unit
just
to
need
remove
to
the core.
plow through.
Prowler team, ready the heavies in the underground parking. I'm not hearing any response from Raider Team 3. We may have a situation.
Where the hell is that extraction team? We were supposed to have the core loaded in that chopper by now.
Hatch was right.
I should have listened to them. Saying something about Hatch. Missed the chance. That explode? Sure does. I somehow missed again? Where the heck was that aiming? It's fine.
I remember that Will and I were headed to the courtyard when the stutter hit. That's where I needed to cut him off. Courtyard. How do I...
Me coming through. You know what? I'm kind of low on ammo. Can we... Oh, it's fine. I'm just taking guns out of their hands to refill my ammo. No worries. What's this? Hey,
You never tried to stop Monarch
one?
from extracting the core.
The fact that they stole it was the only reason I was able to return to the past. It's not a logic I wanted to mess around with.
Well, you can't. We already established. It's all like closed loop stuff. We can't... Oops. You can't mess around with it. There is a chrono part here, though. How do I get up there? While I'm here.
Hey, there we go.
I forgot that some of them might be active. Right. Actually, a lot of them are active. Can I punch you in the face? I sure can. Ow. Well, that ain't Ah! There was one more. Oh, what have we here? Through. You know, that's a lot of them. That's a lot, and my powers are cut off right now. Oh, yank. Oh, there, I got it. Ran into a thing. they didn't hit that guy at all. Ow. Yeah, that's better. Running a little low on ammo. Oh.
Oh, shit!
We're back to normal time.
When Will and I had escaped from the lab after the experiment, it seemed like Monarch was dealing with somebody other than us. That was me, all along.
HQ, Striker team is down. It's Joyce. Raider 9, what do you mean Striker team is down? How many? All of them. Fucking hell, we underestimated him. Take him out, whatever it takes.
More ammo. There we go. Gotta stack up enough bullets. Get the job done eventually.
HQ, we spotted Jack Joyce in the student lounge. Bandit 4, that shouldn't be possible. I'm getting reports of gunfire in the underground parking. Are you sure it's Joyce? I need visual confirmation.
I'm in 2 places.
Didn't expect two of me, did you?
Burke.
They rarely will.
What the hell are you doing down here?
Well, Burke.
Fuck if I know. Let's go see Wade.
Sorry about shooting you repeatedly, Burke.
Okay, how do I get this up?
I assume it's this?
Gate control. I don't have the code.
Oh, come on. It's true. We were just, you know, continuing things along. All right, we need a code. How am I supposed to find a code? Whose code? Does it have something to do with the Liam thing here? Ooh, an LMG. I like those. Has something to do with this.
Burke. The hell are you doing down here?
It kind of cut off before. I need a gate passer.
Let's go see Wade.
Let's go see Wade. It looks like you were going this way. There it is. Nah, I see.
How come you get all the fun?
Probably because I'm not rocking those ugly astronaut pants. Hatch's orders.
Uh-huh. I need the code. 665.
Beast, you know?
All right.
665. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, bro. Yeah. What's that sound?
All right. Picked up this beast to the camera. There he is.
Okay. I like those fight. Idiots waiting to be shot.
Damn it.
Cut
Blocking
off
my
mic there.
powers. No time to lose. So I gotta plugged in somewhere else.
Well, we can't power it off. That's just rude. Shut her down.
Yeah, this isn't good.
Pardon? Did we just, like, time stutter? Or is this what happened in the past? Or, like, you know, the first walkthrough? Power going out? I guess that was our doing?
Door's still barred. Whoever's here ain't left yet.
How the fuck did Joyce take out those strikers?
He's obviously not alone. My bet is there's at least 5 of them working together. So
Five
keep
of
your
them.
eyes peeled.
Okay, gotta get to the library.
You go with the advanced SMG. Did I use up? Oh, I can't fill my LMG ammo here. Nope, we're running Chrono Dampener. Warning, dampener plugged into power grid. Wade forgot the goddamn battery again. Do not disconnect. Ha! Well, that would have been useful, wouldn't it?
Have to reach Will before it's too late.
Yeah, he was kind of a drifter, I guess you could say. Like, Jack was just out and about being depressed. Really? That seems about it. Yeah, maybe.
No time to lose.
Probably just Indiana Jones.
Shit.
Yeah, that part's unexplained.
Library.
I don't know why you can use guns so well. I mean, to be fair, guns aren't that complicated to use. You look very stupid jumping in place like that, Jack.
This is Airlift Prime. We've got the Time Machine Corps in transit.
All right, they got the time machine. Yeah, murder is not... would probably not be my first step. That's fair.
Beth.
Good old save our library.
HQ,
Been a while.
we've got William Joyce in the library. Awaiting orders. Over.
Gotta move, Jack.
Roger. Keep a skeleton crew and wait for arrival of Monarch Actual.
Gotta hustle our
Everybody else
bones.
needs to reunite at the Dry Docks Cronin extraction grounds. Wait for further orders there. Library is set to blow in 5 minutes.
We're not getting any
5
response
minutes.
from the sniper unit. Investigating the rooftops as we speak.
Keep me posted.
The whole sniper unit's wiped. No way he did that on his own. We need to find out who's unaccounted for. This might be an inside job. Let's start a list of who's missing. We're under fire! It's him! Joyce is on the rooftop! Negative! He's in the library! We're under fire!
Need your goddamn stories
Negative,
right.
he is in the
Where is
library.
he? I need answers! Where the hell is Joyce?
You done?
HQ, we're dropping like flies. Over. Get behind.
We need backup in the library! Stat!
HQ, this is Monarch Actual. Cancel that order, I'm on my way. We'll deal with Jack personally.
You heard him. Stand down.
Hold on, Will. I'm almost there.
Alright, so we know that we can't actually fight and kill Paul if he shows up, so... What?
Okay, gotta get to the library.
Yeah, I thought that was a medical thing. I don't know. ASAP. ASAP is usually the, like... military style term for immediately.
Have to reach Will before it's too late.
Okay, I feel like I'm missing something. Or yeah, now just.
If Joyce is in the library, then who'd they spot up here?
Don't know.
Weapons! It's him!
Bop. Whoa, camera, what have you done to me?
This guy.
I've been betrayed by the camera there. Bop.
HQ sniper in position.
All units on high alert.
You can't get out of that!
How are you not dead, my man?
Let Monocactual know!
How did he not die? I unloaded like 30 SMG shots into his chest. That was shenanigans.
If Joyce is in the library, then who'd they spot up here?
Don't know, but I'm giving us 30 seconds to find out. Then we get the hell out of here.
Oh,
I'm not gonna be caught on this rooftop when Serene makes a building go boom.
was that guy still talking when he was dead? I think he was. Nope, not far enough. Well, fine. Ow. I assume it's just outside of my effective range. It is.
On sniper cover.
That's my cue.
Crosshairs.
Flank target!
You know, turns out, I think this SMG sucks. As it turns out. This thing is terrible.
Actual. Approaching library rear entrance.
Oh no, no.
Yeah. Give me that assault. Give me. Yes. Give me the freaking assault rifle. SMG was terrible.
Gotta get down there.
But I do like a carbine. Carbine. Depends who you ask.
Stand by to detonate the library. I'm going in.
Fuck. Will? Already gone. Lobby. I'm running out of time.
Gotta go. Well, you know, I mean, we're not really running out of time. We can just come back.
Will.
Oh, do we keep Will from dying?
There
It really appeared
That's
that he
why I
died?
can't risk you opposing.
What? That door wasn't there for a second.
Trigger. I never wanted this.
and yank him out. Yeah.
Come on, gotta move.
Ow. Hey, Will. I'm back.
Jack, you saved me. Welcome back. Hey, Will.
He's not welcome back.
Countermeasure. How?
Surprise.
Oh, Jack. Will! Come on! Come on, let's go. Monarch had it the whole time. Does it work? Came back from the future. For me.
You know
Fracture
it.
wasn't fixed. Not yet. Does it work? Theory, yes. We gotta get back to my time machine. Gotta get us back to the
Of course
time
we
where
gotta
you
go back
came
to the
from.
pool. I knew we would.
No. It's the only way. We need to stop the fracture here, in this time. Now. Oh, Jack, listen to me. The fracture wasn't fixed in the time where you came from. So fixing it here, it's always gonna fail. People are going to die, Will. You haven't seen what happens between now and then. No, but you have. What you have done has set in motion a chain of events that cannot be broken. Look, we don't know. And if it could be broken, it could jeopardize the entire world. We get one shot at this. There's too much at stake, Jack. Look, I know the stakes, okay? And you gotta let go, Jack.
Oh, he wants to try to save Beth.
Everything you have done to get to this place is necessary. Trust me. The past is set, but the future isn't. Right? We gotta go. This way. If what you said is true, then how did I save you? I saw you die, Will. Think,
No,
Jack.
you just think
you
you
never
saw.
physically saw me die, did you? I watched a roof collapse on top of you. Creating the illusion of my death, yes. Which brought you here to make sure it remained only an illusion. It's all a loop. If time is an egg... No egg metaphors.
Does really like the egg metaphors. What am I looking at? I don't know what that is.
Oh, get down. Over here.
Goddamn bloodbath in there. I need some air.
Cleaners better get here quick.
Wait for them to leave. Now, I know it's a lot to take in.
I mean, I could just kill them.
But the fact that you managed to save me and yet still maintain the illusion of my death is actually further proof of my point. The past remains intact.
Stick to the plan.
Nothing changes. And the Novikov self-consistency principle prevails.
Oh, Novikov, of course. We know that one.
We can high-five about that later. Right. Let's save the world first.
Come on. Let's meet up with the convoy.
And we'll high five later. It's cool.
Okay, they're gone. Let's go. Surprised you actually waited. It's almost like you're listening to me. Well, the last time I didn't listen to you, the fracture occurred. Consider me open to following orders. That doesn't sound like my brother. I know.
We've been through a lot, okay? We had a long couple of days.
All right, through here. We can't risk helping them. I know what happens if I don't. And it'll still happen, Jack. I meant what I said back there. And there are no exceptions. If you get suckered into trying to change what can't be changed, it may cost us everything. Please, Jack. Our future depends on this. You said Monarch had the countermeasure this whole time. How? Why? Paul was using it to fuel some kind of messed up survival program. Uh-huh. They must have somehow repurposed it as a localized chronon field regulator.
You got, what did you just kick? Okay, just kick that guy, no worries.
I always assumed it was Beth Wilder who had the countermeasure, keeping it safe. She was the one who warned me, told me to build it. I know. You met her. Is she helping us?
Well, she was. And
she was.
Technically, she currently is.
Ah.
She will be.
I see. Come on. This place. Oh, shit, watch out.
Why are you so close to the mic, dude?
Well, hey. Go this way now.
Well, that's mildly inconvenient. What are you thinking, Jack? Are you getting distracted looking at Beth, who's not currently dead? Bro. Come on, man. We got things to do. We got things to do. Don't do it. It will not work out. Do not unfreeze her. Oh. On to part 3. All right, you know what? Before we roll into this, well, the final moments allegedly, which feels like the final part, I think we're going to do a quick BRB. We can get themselves a drink, hit the bathroom. Just be back in a couple minutes. I'm going to let it finish loading. I'm trying to remember if it asks me to press a button to proceed or if I'm going to need to pause it. What you gonna do? This is a very long load. Yeah, commercial break. Without the commercials. No, I can't pause. I can only skip. So we gotta wait through this. Once we come out of this, we'll give it a pause. Well, maybe I could pause, but I'm not gonna try to. I don't want to ruin it. That's where the taxi came from. All right. Brief break. We'll be back. Mere minutes. Mere moments. We will return. Quick commercial break. All right. I'll be right back. Well, Sea Weaver, I hope you can pick it back up tomorrow. I appreciate you hanging out for the time that you have. You have a good one. I don't know if you're still here, but if you watch this tomorrow, know that I appreciate you. Okay. But we have a game to complete. Also, thank you for complimenting my screensaver. I am a fan.
Look, I know I've kept you in the dark. But when I started my work, you were so young, and afterwards, I always hoped it would all pass you by without touching you.
Yeah. I get it. Come on. Let's just go to the future and fix this mess.
Was that the plan? We will use the time machine to move forward again to a time when we believe that the fracture can be fixed.
Wait a second.
I'm surprised that I have yet not had to deal with shifters. I feel like that's coming up real soon.
It's locked.
You hid the machine here. You really never used it yourself?
Damn. Rusted shut. Jack, a hand?
I mean, I feel like kicking this side would be easier as it's already ajar.
One more time.
Also, please stop using your shoulders. It's not how
When
you
Monarch
do
came
that.
for the time machine at the university, Paul was trapped in it. He escaped into the future. Whatever happened to him there changed him.
Somehow he found my machine there and used it to come back to 1999.
And founded Monarch. He escaped from Monarch and became what he escaped from.
Insanity. I never should have built the machine. I should have left well enough alone.
Well, somebody would have eventually made it. I assure you. Yeah, right? You would think.
Just the way I left it. Hope it still works.
Yeah.
All right. We'll go
Oh,
to
it's
the
freaking
future.
on.
A little after your time of departure. Before the fracture has stopped time permanently. I don't know. I'm a little concerned about this.
It'll be dangerous.
Of course it'll be dangerous. At this point, what isn't? But I have been curious to try this. Wow. So this is what it looks like.
Are you having fun?
Hey, Jack. When we exit, it'll be a little past the point you were at when you left to save me. That's our window, when we know it can work, but before time actually ends for good.
It may not be much of a window. Monarch was sure it was imminent.
Huh. Like they're experts.
They kind of are.
All they know they stole from me. You worry about your end, I'll worry about mine.
I mean,
All
you're
right,
not
well,
wrong.
That works.
This is amazing. All those years. I never imagined that it would be like this.
Crap. Hang on, Will. What the hell did they do? Will, I need to get him moving. We don't have time for this.
Are they dead? Everybody dead? Okay. Will this restore? Oh, yes. It will restore the carbine rifle. That's fantastic.
Better not, Jack. I don't know how Will managed to get here, but forget it.
Well, well. I forgot he was coming
This
here.
is bigger than the two of us. You know time's about to stop for good.
Yes, it is. Hence the lifeboat program.
A bunch of desperate people sitting around in a bunker somewhere waiting for the inevitable? Jesus, Paul.
You stole the CFR, Jack.
I stole it?
And the plan depends on it. So, I'll take that back now, please.
I can't do that.
Oh no. He's feeling bad, man.
I know.
Durable bastard.
Damn! Not hurting him at all. Not good!
Oh, it's still burnt growing.
No. Now.
How did that miss? How did that also miss? Sometimes the reticle is just not accurate. Oh, my power's got disabled. That's what happened. Oh, I'm definitely gonna die. Yeah, I knew it. That's very irritating. What? Where am I? What? Oh, I gotta come over here. Okay. Right.
Better not, Jack.
Skip that. Well, apparently they do a lot of loading behind the scenes there. Pop in there. That's not the right direction.
Yes, that did something.
You guys coming?
Oh.
Oh, I just can't affect over there. I'm sorry. I had a freaking barrier up. What the heck? Well, this fight is very quickly getting on my nerves for being, I don't know, incomprehensible for some unknown reason.
Better not, Jack.
My barrier did nothing
I don't
there. It's got one job. It just didn't do it. Sprint! Why are you not sprinting, my dude? Sprint! Well, that was also stupid. Get in there.
I've had to make a lot of hard calls.
There we go. Store ammo.
I apologize for putting the mission before my personal relationships.
Not good.
Nope. Never mind, not going that way. Okay, now we just need to not die immediately again. Why? Why do some of these things miss? I don't understand. Okay. Where are these guys coming from? Reload faster. Where's Big Boy? Oh, shoot. That's not where I want to be. Dude, this guy sucks. Just will not die. There we go.
Jack, but you're the one that hurts the most.
Gotta go. You're not done? 3 times? Come on, man. You gotta run out of steam sometime. Hey, that's better. Right in the freaking mouth. Uh-oh. Ah, right. The shifter phase of this engagement is upcoming, I'm sure. Yikes. Bloody. Surely that's not the end of this. Alright, Jack, I'm sure that feels bad.
Hey, look, hey. It's okay. Jack.
The blood was weird.
What? Never mind. Tell me later. We got work to do.
That's true.
I'll have to hook up the countermeasure to the core. It's designed to hypersaturate the Maya joist field with chronon particles. The time machine's like an amplifier. That'll cause a chain reaction and rejuvenate the field. It'll be a universal event.
I'll take your word for it. Just make it happen.
Jack, give me a hand with this.
Okay, I'll just apparently stare at him for a hot second.
What do you need?
The countermeasure's charge is low. We'll need a jolt of chronon particles. A jump start. That's you.
That we just know how to do that? That's a thing we can do? Okay. Okay. He's got several achievements. Is this the grand conclusion here?
Hurry up! It's working. It's like I'm pushing against the entire goddamn universe. I got it!
Well, this can't be good. Well, he got evaporated. Maybe.
The countermeasure. It stitched time back together everywhere. The destruction couldn't be undone. The lives we lost were real. But we fixed it.
Jack. Will.
Clocks kept on ticking.
Come on. Come on.
I think we just saved the universe.
Yeah. Where's Paul?
He's dead. He's gone. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Will, he was wrong about everything.
Was he?
Will. The countermeasure worked.
Whoa. The countermeasure burned out.
Uh-oh.
But the Maya joist field should be stable now. Of course, I'll have to run a few tests to confirm.
He's got the sickness.
But there's no reason to believe that the fracture isn't over. Whoa.
I have some theories, but I'm kind of waiting for this to conclude so that I can...
One more question.
Here we go.
Paul Serene's entire philosophy was that time is a set path. and nothing can be changed.
Uh-huh.
At the time, you obviously disagreed. But after everything you've seen and done, we need to know. What do you believe now? Was he right? Or is it possible to change things?
I'll come back for you.
Interesting. Interesting. I don't know if we're gonna chill out. I don't know. Maybe there's an after credit scene. Okay, so one thing I notice. Well, it's not entirely accurate for Beth. Beth was killed. So I think that it is possible that both, like, that it is still accurate that it was a closed loop and that there is no opportunity to change things. The question, of course, that gets raised, right, is that Paul and Beth at some point went into the future and was in some sort of altered state, right? So there is the possibility that where they ended up was not necessarily the end of time, but perhaps a sort of shifter space, if you will. Because, right, Paul obviously turning into a shifter by contact with the CFR and then gets blasted there at the end and disappears. Beth came into contact with the CFR as well and then was killed. So, or it's possible that where they end up was maybe where you go if you go into a time where you don't exist, right? Like, they both went into a future where they should not have existed anymore. And perhaps that's where they landed. Or it could be related to being shifter, or it could simply be related to not existing in that time table anymore. And so weirdness occurs. That's a possibility. It's also a possibility that they did, in fact, successfully change things. But I think it's possible that it could be both. I am curious as to who was writing as the shifter there at the end. It certainly felt like it could have been Martin Hatch. They definitely sort of subtly implied that at the end as, I'm a Hatch. It certainly doesn't make it clear what the hell he was doing, though. Although there's always the possibility that he was doing exactly what was necessary, right? Because he did comment about multiverses, and timelines and multiverses, and it may have been, he was doing what was necessary to get to this end point, right? Like, Paul needed somebody to betray him. Like, all of those things were necessary to move him in the particular path. Because obviously all of those was necessary to get us here. So, by definition, right, somebody had to be there to do it. And maybe somehow Martin Hatch knew that that was necessary and tried to carry it out. And that was his note written about it. I don't know. I am surprised that I never had to fight a shifter. That was particularly unexpected. I would not have anticipated that. I'm assuming that at some point there was copyrighted music covering this credits, but I have copyrighted music turned off, so it's just silent. Yeah, they really did set him up to be scary, and then they just never appeared. Interestingly. Let's see, can I... Okay, I can skip the credits. What happens after the credits? Oh,
You've been very patient with us.
here we go.
And very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, well, that patience is starting to wear pretty thin.
Of course. Right outside.
What are we doing here? Why does she seem so shady?
Mr. Joyce.
Aha! Well, well.
Finally. Thought you wanted to talk, not get my life story.
Well, you were at the heart of all of this. And you can understand our need to find out exactly what happened.
I heard it's all being pinned on Paul. It's quite the feat.
Paul Serene always danced to his own tune, you know that. He and his delusions did tremendous damage to Monarch. But we can still salvage this company. We could use a man like you. It's not the same Monarch you know, Mr. Joyce. Your exceptional qualities are obvious, and we both know you have certain needs our expertise could help with. We can help each other.
Yep. All right. So that's certainly interesting. Obviously, Martin Hatch knew that was going to happen. And also, by the way they showed there at the end, it was clear that Jack now has that same sickness that Paul had. He is now more capable and can see into the future and make the choices, because he had like those two choices between what was going to happen with interacting with Martin Hatch. Man, that's still very curious as to how Martin Hatch knew that, who he is. He had to have been the one that wrote that note, right? About seeing all the multiverse and all that stuff. Final moments. I would have liked one more. Well, apparently Control is at least in the same universe. Not necessarily a sequel, though. You know, I did a pretty good job of collecting over here. You can see I got 91% game completion. That's pretty good. Pretty good. All right. You know what? I was pretty happy with the way the ending sort of like was tying things together, right? Because like way back at the beginning, they brought up like, why is this taxi here? And they touched on like, oh, there's the taxi, and tied up a couple loose ends. I feel like they could have gone a little further on that and, I don't know, tied it a little, like, a little firmer together, but overall, certainly pretty darn good. I enjoyed that tremendously. Yeah, so with... I'll have to look up Alan Wake. Did not realize that that's supposed to be in the same universe. When was Alan Wake made? Alan Wake was made in 2012. Yeah, interesting. I'll have to pick it up. It's a pretty cheap game. I didn't know it was in that same universe. That'll be pretty fun game to pick up down the line and play through. But for now, we've wrapped that up. Another game done, which is pretty exciting. So, thanks for hanging out through that whole thing. We did it in a nice, crisp three play sessions. Not too shabby. It's a little bit of a shorter one today, but I mean, we finished the game. So, that's all we were here for. But yeah, so thanks for hanging out. As for things coming up, right? This week will be my last week over on Twitch. Tuesday and Friday. Thursday, I actually have an extra stream. Thursday, I'm playing with Seaweaver. We're going to be playing on Tabletop Sim, a pre-release or some version of the game that Seaweaver is actually making. They're working on a card game, so we're going to be trialing that, playing that with them. It'll be a little collab. It'll be good. I've already got that scheduled on stream or on YouTube. I'll do that over on YouTube because YouTube's better. Tuesday and Friday. Tuesday I'll be doing something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. And then Friday I'll be trying to play with Stella again. Otherwise I'll just find something random to play. Who knows? And then Saturday, as previously mentioned, will be the sort of big move to YouTube, where we'll be showing off the new model updates and making some on-stream updates, and it'll be fun. We'll get a chance to look at what goes into that and how that works, and it'll be very exciting. But for tonight, we're all done. Thanks very much for coming by, hanging out. It was a good time, and I will see you all next time. Bye.
Initiating goodnight sequence. Dispersing appropriate dosage of compound 347. Initiating phase 1 of memory calibration. This won't hurt a bit. Just close your eyes.